Welcome to Annitude, a relationship podcast about love, friendships, and everything in between. Hello, and welcome to Annitude with Anna. I'm here with Liz, who has been on a sabbatical. She's been gone for 9 months now? Not because she had a baby again, but because she's been busy being a mom.
I just needed time to really, work on myself and
work on myself so you can talk on this podcast that nobody really listens to anymore. I'm just kidding. They do. I'm actually getting more listeners than ever now. I feel pressured again to put out content. So I'm like, I need 420. So yeah, when you guys listen to this, it's going to be like 421, but today is 420. Hang loose sign if you guys can't see. So I was like, who should I talk to during 420? And the only person I could really think of is Liz, because not only is she 420 friendly mom, she's also seen me at my worst when I was high. So welcome to the show, Liz. Again, welcome back from your long vacation of working on yourself.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on.
Are you going to talk like this the whole time? Like you really changed? Get back to your real self. Start cussing and being crazy. So, are you high?
I said I do want to note that I did partake before coming on for the spirit of 420.
Yes. And I didn't, because then there would be no episode, because I'd get scared and turn off the computer and call the police on myself. So it's for the best that I don't ever partake in 420. Have you ever gone to any 420 events like in the past before you're a mom?
No, I don't even think I ever celebrated it. It's not something that I go, today is 420, so I'm making a special event of doing 420
yeah
things. I don't do that.
I think that's for people who have a problem. and those people need to seek help, because I truly don't understand. Like, yes, weed is fine, whatever, it's legal in most places, but is weed that cool that it needs to have its own separate holiday? Absolutely not. And I think we need to put a stop to celebrating recreational drugs, because what's next? We're gonna have like a mushroom day.
Oh.
What'd you say?
And meth day.
Meth. Whoa. And Liz is going straight to meth. She's in a place of meth. I was trying to do like fun drugs. Liz is like, let's do meth and start beating each other up. Like, what would you do on meth day? Let's all put these chemicals together in unison and blow up something. You don't have anything
I actually don't know anything about meth, and so that was
okay. Yeah. I only know about meth from TV, and accidentally doing it. I mean, sometimes you get, like I've said this before, sometimes you get a methy pill in your batch of ecstasy. So it's happened to the best of us. So 420, are you a smoker, an edible eater, a vapor, or all of the above?
All of the above, actually. I smoke the green. I also have a pet, a little 2 different cartridge pen here, a little fancy thing, as well as I have edible butter in my freezer.
Edible butter, that sounds good with like a grilled cheese. Tasty. Does it taste like butter?
No, it tastes, in my opinion, not good. Like earthy.
Oh, okay. Like dirt butter, like dirt butter that was dropped in the dirt. Okay, my thing is, like, why does vaping get such a bad rap? Do you know? Because like this is crazy, because like sorry, mom. I've done drugs, but I'm such a baby when it comes to like weed culture. I'm like, what is this? How do you do this? But like, why do people hate on vaping so much? I didn't realize until like I brought up like vaping, and everybody's like, ugh, like if you're just gonna smoke the real stuff, smoke the flower. And I'm like, what's the difference? Do you know why?
I'm gonna be honest, I also have very little knowledge about it. I just do it because I enjoy it. I don't try to understand it or learn more about it or
Yeah,
research
she doesn't even
anything.
know what she's putting in her body. Apparently,
I
you're just
just
putting
hate
meth.
drugs. Yeah.
Yeah, exact
Hate.
same. I don't want to know about the culture. I don't know want to know where it came from. I don't want to know like how many milligrams. I don't know what a sativa does. I don't know what's the other one?
Strain. I don't know about no
I
strains.
don't know anything about
Indica.
strains. Indica, I don't know. I feel like they're all the same to me. I've never had a good experience on the weed because I truly feel that I think I've said this before. I don't need anything to be fun. And when I do try to enhance myself being fun, it actually ruins my time and everybody else's around me. So, and Liz is very, like, she's had a front row seat to my shenanigans um, when I've been high. How are you when you're high? We'll get to me in a minute. How are you when you're high? You're high right now. I feel like Liz is like very mellow when she's high. She's just like, tongue out, like, ooh, party, but also
Um,
subdued.
there is. I have like a few different modes right now. I'm chill. Sometimes it makes me anxious.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it does the opposite. It doesn't. It's not working in my favor. And sometimes it just makes me like sleepy. And sometimes I get like silly and like laughing and like annoying, which is my favorite, but Jordan's least favorite.
Well, I think that's every significant other's least favorite version of their partner is like
Is
them
having a good time.
fun without them, like laughing without them and laughing at nothing. They're like, I hate you actually. Why are you acting like this? They basically what I'm saying is partners hate to see their partners happy is what I'm getting to the bottom to. Maybe you and Jordan need a divorce. Is what can we just, decide this
It's
right
true. I
now?
do hate him having fun without me. That
No,
is
I think everybody does because it's like, why am I not included? And how come you're not laughing at me or like, inviting me to your laughs?
Mhm.
So yeah, I remember us getting high. You came to Arizona the last time you came to Arizona. And you brought edibles, I believe, in your suitcase. Did you bring, yeah, I think you brought gummies. Or did you bring, I don't
I
remember what you
brought
brought.
something. Are you talking about when me and you were in the room? Yeah.
Yeah, we were laughing because what were you doing? What game were we playing?
Oh, I don't remember.
It was like making funny faces or something, or like,
Were we
oh,
copying each other?
mimicking body motions. Like you had to do a motion and then I would mimic it and vice versa. And we thought that was hysterical. And then my ex, once again, proving that they hate when you have fun without them. Like we were trying to like knock on the door because he was sleeping in the guest room. And he was like, you guys are being annoying. And meanwhile, he was also high, but just by himself, like, I don't know what the fuck he
Yeah,
was
that
doing.
didn't make any sense. I think
He
he
was
was
probably on
lying.
Grinder. He was probably
I
on
think he was
Grinder.
lying because it didn't make any sense.
Yeah, he was like, the next day he was like, I was so high. And it's like, well, then why didn't you come hang out with us? He was probably on Grinder, like sending dick pics to people. Who knows? We'll never know. Um, do you because Jordan doesn't smoke, right? Anymore, doesn't really
No,
partake.
no, he doesn't.
But he used to, and you
He
hated that,
used
right?
to. He used to on our like first date. He offered me. He's like, "Do you want to smoke some weed?" And I was like, "Dare!" Like
Disgusting.
in my head, like drugs are bad, and I was like,
Yes.
"No." I was like, "Net." Like I never had done
Yeah,
drugs. And
back
I
then
don't.
it was like we were like babies. Like, oh, drugs are scary.
Well, and I also never hung out with the weed smokers or people who did drugs. I also didn't hang out with people who like really drank. Like the people
Hold up,
I
can I
hung out
call
with.
a timeout because I feel like let me tell let's tell the truth, shame the devil. Your sister had literally pounds of weed in her garage, I recall. Did you not know what that was
Are
when you
you
lived with
talking
her?
about? I never saw it. I never saw it. I'm being dead serious. I never saw it.
She had like pounds of weed. I
I never
remember
saw
this.
it. I never saw it. I didn't even know what weed looked like.
Okay, now I feel like you're blind and you need to go get your vision checked because like my baby ass knew that was like pounds of weed in the garage. Because I remember she was like all about like Dave Matthews. She was like, yeah.
I know that her and her boyfriend like smoked in the garage, but I never saw it, and I rarely ever like came like across the smell of it. Like it's
They
not
were
something
really secretive about it then.
I also wasn't really like, no, I wasn't like, what are they doing? Like,
You're like, I'm just in here by myself, supervising myself.
I'm just minding my business. I don't know.
You know what? Let's actually file a backlog CPS report because you're one by yourself, two they were high.
I'm not even like trying to like play. Like I'm being honest. Like it never like I never thought about drugs. I never like saw drugs in my house. Like I know that when I was older, like I knew that my sister smoked and it had like a different smell, but I never visually like seen it.
Okay, it's okay. Calm down. She's like coming through the computer. She's like, please believe me that I was blind to the weed.
Also, I literally forgot that that's not even something that I even like.
It's something I think about because I was just like, remember walking out of your house. I'm like, that's weed. But
was it in the garage?
Yeah. Well, I think the garage was open and I saw it, but I remember I didn't tell my mom because I was like, that she won't let me come over to Liz's house anymore. So I didn't say anything to anybody else.
No,
and the crazy part is you hung out with weed smokers, but they must have not offered you any weed because you remember you lived across the street from like Jake Fisher and stuff. Like they were like big potheads. So basically what you're saying is you're such a square that nobody wanted you to know they were supposed to. We're gonna keep you on the DL. She's a fucking cop. She's a fucking narc.
Maybe they went outside, but like in the house, no one did drugs and no one offered me anything.
Well, and now here you are vaping away. I love it. Love to see the progression.
I'm kind of like mad at like, where was I? What was I looking at?
You
like,
probably were looking at, I don't know, TV. I don't know, watching TV. I was just nosy. I was like,
honestly, I was probably just in like ignorance bliss because like, like I wasn't thinking about it and it wasn't thinking about me.
Yeah, well, I was just scared that my mom would somehow find out and then I would be banned from having fun ever again. So I kept it a secret. So your sister's secret's still safe with me.
Okay, yeah.
But you should have known she was listening to Dave Matthews. You have to be high to enjoy that music. Like you literally have to be like blackout.
I didn't think anything about Dave Matthews. I also enjoyed it because she played it so much.
Yeah, see, okay, maybe she was brainwashing you, honestly. It was reverse psychology, and then she turned you into a pothead. It was a long game. She won.
It was a very long con that she wasn't a part of at the end.
Yeah, that she doesn't know she was a part of, but she is. So, do you like other potheads? Because I know well, you're not really I wouldn't consider you. Do you consider yourself a pothead? Is what I'm getting.
I guess
at.
What is the definition? I mean, do I
smoke weed every day?
Yeah.
Okay, so as a pothead, do you like to associate with other potheads, or do other people who smoke weed bother you?
I don't really. Oh, I feel like Rivers is gonna.
Oh, her son's coming in. We gotta talk about ABCs.
Hold on. Oh, he can listen. I just didn't know if he was gonna be annoying or
not.
Oh, okay.
Like, do you even have any other friends that are?
I was gonna say I don't really have any other friends that part. The only other friend, like off the record, the only other friend that I have that smokes is just Julia, like on a regular basis.
Yeah.
No one else does, just like an occasional or social smoker.
Rivers trying to get in on this. Rivers, how do you feel about the marijuana laws around the country?
You know what? Maybe I don't like other potheads because when Jordan's friend comes into town and he's like literally, you've seen it, backyard, like blunt after blunt after blunt,
literally like 10 blunts in rotation.
Yes, just in a row, so many, and it's like, what's happening? Why are we doing this?
Yeah, it's like we're in the backyard. Well, and the last time I was there, I smoked so much that it made me exhausted, tired. And also I was like, he's so hot and he's not. And I was like confessing I was like, I love him. Like it just, that kind of weed smoking where it makes you tired / susceptible to thinking everybody's hot and like being friendly is scary to me. And that's why I can't be a pothead, because like it totally changes my personality into the person that maybe is underneath me, is like going to sleep and thinking everybody's hot, but I don't want to be her. I don't like her. So, or it turns me into a crybaby, which brings me to why I should not do anything besides apple juice, because
Yes, girl. Tell your story. Tell your
no, well,
story.
you got to help me tell it. So it was Liz's.
Which one are you telling? Because if you're telling the one I think you're telling, I wasn't there.
No, I'm not telling the one about the first time I had edibles.
Oh, okay.
We'll get to that later. That one's that truly traumatic and crazy. I don't know how I'm still alive. But the second time I did edibles, we were going to Breckenridge, Colorado for Liz's bachelorette party, which is like in a mountain town. And weed had just become legal in Colorado. So we're like, let's go to the dispensary. Take it away. Take it away from your point of view. Hi, Ribby boy.
Oh, if I'm being honest, I like felt like in such a haze at that time. Not to
Because
mention
we're
like just like
traveling.
the traveling, the altitude. I was like,
Yeah.
like literally, I felt like that whole weekend was a haze. And if you felt like the only thing I can think about you being like on drugs was you were worried about your underwear. And that's the only thing I can remember is you were like upset about not packing panties, crying about it.
Cried. Tears, literal.
You kept bringing it up. You had to borrow someone else's panties,
Which is like, I don't wear underwear, so I'm like, I was like really like into like, I need to wear underwear, or I need to wear, I don't, why, who was trying to take off my pants, like what was going on? But I remember us getting the edibles, and I ate a cookie, and we were driving because Breckenridge is like in a ski resort town. So you have to drive on like a 1 or 2 lane highway into some mountains. And it was like snowy. And in my head, I was trying to pretend like I wasn't high, because Liz was driving because she wouldn't let me drive, because everybody knows our history with me driving. And I was so scared that you were going to get scared and kill us if I was scared. So I just stared ahead. And anytime you talked to me, I would just like, I remember I was like, I have to smile so she doesn't think I'm scared, because I was scared going into those mountains.
girl. I was scared because I was sober. You guys had your edibles. You're having a good time. You're hooting and hollering. I am white knuckle, double handing, eyes on the road, not blinking, terrified driving.
Yes. But I was just like, I have to keep cool. Meanwhile, in my head, I'm freaking out because I didn't want you to crash. And that's what I kept thinking. So then we get to the Airbnb. We're getting ready for the dinner out, and I'm like freaking out still. I couldn't get myself together. And I realized I had forgotten underwear that truly was not necessary. So I started crying. And then you said, if anybody should be crying, it should be me. It's my bachelorette party. And that made me cry even more. And then I was like, I'm ruining your time. And you're like, yeah, you're ruining my time by crying. And I was like, yeah, but you're joking, but not joking. But also, I was, yeah. So I was crying. And then your friend, Lena, who was sitting next to me in the Uber, said something, and I was like so offended, but she wasn't even talking. She was like, I'm not even talking to you. And that made me more sad. She was like, she wasn't even talking to me. Like everything everybody said was so like a direct attack on my character. I was like, I might as well just kill myself at this bachelorette party. And I remember eating the food and not even being hungry, but like shoveling it into my mouth because I was like, I have to act normal. And then anytime like somebody would say something, I would just start laughing, and like it wouldn't even be funny. It was horrible. It was horrible. That first night was horrible. And then the next day I was like, no more weed for me.
Mm-hmm.
The whole weekend I gave away my edibles to whomsoever wanted them. But yes, that was one of the occasions where I acted up. And other than that, like we did that when you came here, we had fun. It has to be one-on-one, I feel, or like it can't be in a part. I'm not smoking weed to go party or hang out in a big group. I can't. I can't.
Yeah, I use it more to chill.
And I don't need to chill. Like if I want to chill, I just need, I don't have kids, so like I'm not like, oh my God, like I don't have enough time. I just like go home and like lay down and watch TikTok for 3 days straight. But I'm not good on weed. Another time I did a dab, which,
Oh yeah.
oh my God, that was truly like, I thought I was dying. I thought I was dying. So I was talking to this guy who he was like a former meth head, which was like truly a lapse in my judgment. It was like right before I graduated college. I was going through it.
You were blinded by
So
love.
truly blind. I was blind in Wyoming. It was like the only person I had contact with.
That's
Anyway,
true. It
really was. I didn't have any friends at that time. It was just a very strange time in my life. Anyway, he was big into like dabbing. And if you don't know what that is, it's where you like have wax that's concentrated THC and you melt it using butane, which all of it is very dangerous. Like, so he melts this wax with his butane flame in his like crackhead ass like apartment that was literally, I think, 4x4, like 4 walls, and that was it. And a cat litter box that was on top of his furnace, which I will never forget the smell of, because it would like, as soon as the heat would kick on, it would like melt the poop and the poop would like permeate the air. Like, this is how much I was going through it. I was ignoring the fact that this man had poop permeating through his 4x4 crackhead apartment. So anyway, back to the story. Do a dab. I do the smallest bit, like a bit of a bit. Next thing I know, I'm eating shredded wheat dry, like shredded mini wheats dry, like, and then I'm like, should I call the police on myself? And I kept telling the guy, I was like, I think I need to go to the hospital. You need to take me to the hospital. And he's like, no, you're all right. You're just really high. But I ate the whole box of shredded mini wheats, like of rodent in the corner. And then like, I was like, my heart's going to stop in my sleep. I can't go to sleep. And I was like, truly look like a psychopath. And the next morning, after I came out of it, I was like, I will never do a dab again. And I never want to. That's like crackhead levels of being a pothead.
I was gonna say, did it send you into outer space, or were you just like paranoid, or were you not like
I
feeling
couldn't
good?
even like function. I couldn't formulate like a complete sentence. I couldn't use my phone. It was crazy. It was like, who does this and why? This is for people who like need hard drugs to survive, because it was crazy. So another time, my first time that I did edibles, like all these stories just go back to, why am I doing anything? Like, honestly, I'm just not even fun. My friend made a pan of brownies. I ate most of them. Go to a house party where I knew no one in Colorado, and it hit me. And next thing I know, I'm texting. Thank God. Now you can text 911, but back then you couldn't. It wouldn't go through. Thank God. I was texting like in Spanish, like Policia, ayúdame, like multiple times. I wouldn't come inside to the party. And then I took off running. And I ran, I don't know how many miles in my little baby heels to a club in the downtown area away from this party. Mind you, I didn't even know where I was. And somehow my friend and his friends found me face down, ass up, legs against a window of a club twerking. And I thought it was the 90s. Truly traumatic experience. And they ended up, I was like, no, guys, I can't leave this club. Like, it's the 90s. And like, no, it's not. You need to go home. And then I remember the next morning I was like driving back to Wyoming, and I was like drafting a fake letter in my head to my mom that I was never going to be the same ever again. That's how high I was. Yeah. So 420, should I partake? No, I can't. I cannot.
Don't do it. Don't
I
do
would.
it. It's not
I don't
good
even
for
have
you.
anything. I don't even have anything. And
Just stop doing drugs. You keep thinking you like them, but you don't.
I don't like anything. I don't even like alcohol, because alcohol, I have like one glass, the next morning I'm like, ugh, ugh. Like
I know.
last
I don't
weekend I
know.
was in bed for like 24 hours because I had 3 drinks. Like
Stop.
I just need to stop. I need to let it go. I was never a good drinker, never good on anything else but life. So what I was gonna say, let's go back to like Jordan smoking. When you were dating Jordan, was that like a turn off? Because for me, people who smoke weed like on a daily basis, like are rolling up. Because remember, I dated that guy that was a big pothead, and like you guys smoked together. And I remember he was like, "Oh, I tried to roll up a joint, and then it rolled up some cat hair in it." Do you remember that guy? You know who I'm talking about? The tall one, tall, skinny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to say his name on air.
Yeah.
So that was a turn off for me, because like it was like every day, every morning, that's the first thing he did. And like at first I tried to be like, oh, I'm a cool girl, like I don't care. And then it turned into like, are you fucking kidding me? Because then he would be like, I don't have any gas in my car. Do you have gas money? I'm like, but you had money to buy a fucking nickel bag of weed, you fucking broke ass bitch. So
I think you were upset because he didn't have his priorities straight. Not that he
yeah,
was
I'm like,
smoking
which
weed.
one comes first, drugs or gas in your car to get you to employment that could buy you drugs? Like, make it make sense. So yeah, did you was that a red flag for you when Jordan was smoking?
If I'm really thinking back, he didn't really smoke much. I think it was something more that he did with his friends. And at the time when we first met, his best friend had left town. And then so I feel like I kind of replaced that hole.
And he was like, I don't need
and I wasn't a smoker and I didn't have it in my house. And so he didn't bring it around. I mean, I think I have memories of him doing it sometimes, but not really.
Mm-hmm. And now you're the pothead.
And now I'm the pothead, and I don't even know if it bothers him, but
I mean, would you even ask?
It's not my
At
business.
this point, not your business. If he doesn't like it, that's between him and God. So
He should have introduced it to me.
Yeah. He peer pressured you into becoming a weed smoker.
You
So
shouldn't
that's
have
on
offered it
him.
on our first date. Look at me now.
Look at you now. You're strung out. It's all on him. All on him. Does your mom smoke weed?
No, I've known her to bring me some open edibles, so she has at least tried some.
But she's like, it's not for me. I can't even picture Jean high, honestly, truly.
No, we've talked about it, and she said it makes her paranoid, and so she doesn't like enjoy it.
Oh,
yeah.
I wonder what she'd get paranoid, because I'm okay. When I am paranoid, I'm paranoid about one thing and one thing only: my mom. So I wonder what she's paranoid about. Because like as an adult who has nobody to answer to, it's like, what are you
I hope she's
about?
paranoid if she's acting normal and being annoying, because anytime I think that we talked about this earlier. She has a couple cocktails, annoying. I hate it. I hate it. And I hope that's what she's thinking about. Am I being annoying? Yes. Yes, you are.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So my parents dabble in weed now that we're out of the house, but I don't even think they're smoking correctly, because I know I told you, but I haven't told listeners. I found their like quote unquote pipe, and it literally looked like it came off the Amistad. It was like whittled out of wood. Like I was like, what, how do you even use it? It looked like the first like pot smoking device ever made.
Like Jesus himself did it.
So I'm sure they're probably smoking cilantro, honestly, and trying to act like they're having a good time. But yeah, I don't know. My parents are also annoying when they have had drinks, so I don't want to picture them high. And I remember my mom was trying, she was like, she brought it up to like secretly. She's like, shh. She's like, do you want to smoke some weed? I was like, no, get that out of here. Like, I like shamed her because she was like, quit trying to be cool. So
like, show me where it's at so I can have it for myself.
Yeah, for myself later. But honestly, I just like, weed's never enticed me. Like, people bring it out and I'm just like, I can turn that down. Like, I'm just like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
So, except when I'm around you, I'm like, I feel like you put a gun to my head. And by a gun,
I
I
don't
mean,
even
I just want
want
to
you to
enjoy
have
it.
it. I don't even want you to have
I
it. You
know.
literally force it. You're like, give it to me. And I'm like, no, you don't even have a good time. I don't even want
I
you to
want to
have
prove
it.
you wrong. I want to prove you wrong one day. I'm going to get that perfect strain of indica mixed with just a little bit of sativa, and I'm going to be having a great old time, and you're going to be jealous. But I also hate weed culture. Like, it reminds me of the Dave Chappelle skit when he's like, have you ever seen a sexy pothead? And it's like, no, you haven't, but you've seen a sexy coke head because they're like not eating and they're like models. But it's like, it's like, but like, I hate pothead culture because like potheads try to act like that's their identity. I don't like when people act like it's their identity. Like everything's weed, like ornaments in their house, their like clothes are weed, like their curtains are weed, like this just
Weed
like
pajamas.
weed pajamas. It's like, come on now, like we're grown, knock it off. Or like they have those 3D posters, those fuzzy posters in their room, and I'm like, first of all, bitch, this isn't a fucking frat house, take that shit down. But yeah, weed culture is weird. It's very, I don't know, I feel like it's very hetero. Oh, what's going on? You're like, first of all, it's like the Brady Bunch, like you're different, you keep going into different squares, like
Different school way.
you know what I'm talking about on the Brady Bunch when they're like looking up and down, like that's you, that's literally you right now. Like I feel like I'm high, I feel like I'm high. It's literally, this is you, like, and then it like went black and then you popped up like it's doing too much. I feel high, I feel high, I got contact high through Zoom. I have a dilemma because I lost. This is going to be a special breaking news bulletin. Beep 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 beep. That's my news. So I have a boyfriend. Everybody, don't ask any questions. Anyway, he brought over a vape like last time he was here and left it, and I took it to Vegas. I didn't really smoke it because I honestly, every time I did, I wasn't even doing it right. It wasn't even like the light wasn't even coming on. Like that's how much of a loser I am. So everybody else was smoking it. And then I was just like, whatever, like, I don't care. My dog, will you stop coughing with your kennel cough over here? Sorry, my bad. So I left it in Vegas. Don't know where it is. Somebody could have it. I don't know. I don't know how much was in there. I don't know what kind it was, what brand. It was probably expensive. And then he's coming next week and he asked me to save it for him.
Oh.
This might be the end. This might be the end. Because I'm trying to think of a good like lie.
Just say you took it to Vegas and left it. You know he wouldn't care.
I already told him. I was like, do you still have that weed I left over there? And I was like panicked and I was like, I think so.
Well, then just tell him that you don't, girl. It's not that serious.
I don't know. I'm always going back to a place in Broad City where she washed that dildo that she pegged her man's with, and then he was mad because it was a cheap ass plastic dildo.
Well, I'm sorry. This is just chill Liz, because other Liz would have gassed you and been like, oh my God.
Yeah, like you fucking lost it. Oh, I would be so pissed. It's
just
over. You might as well text him right now.
Just tell him the truth. He'll understand.
Yeah, honestly, I don't even think he's care. He's old. He doesn't care.
Yeah, he's old. He don't care.
He doesn't. He probably won't even remember next week.
He probably brought another pen.
I think, well, he had like all these, like, he had like coffee bean edibles because he's like or coffee, like, you know, like how Starbucks has those like coffee balls that like have coffee in them. I don't know. Anyway, there's something of that nature, like for the morning, like, oh yeah. I don't know. I guess that's what people do when they work in corporate America. I, however, could not go to work high because like that's illegal to be around kids under the influence of anything, which I feel like that should be illegal. I feel like I should be allowed to come to work high. I should be allowed to come to work drunk because these kids be like every day. I'm just kidding. They're sweet baby angels. But I guess that's what people in corporate America do, is just like get high. I'm like, must be nice to not have a boss to answer to. but also he's Caucasian, so maybe he's just getting preferential treatment. Actually, I was gonna say I'm gonna email his boss. I think he's his own boss.
Email
Never.
HR. Tell him.
He's like, I'm also HR. He's like, I am the CEO of the company. I'm like, oh, oops. He's like, actually, I'm suing you. But yeah, weed is interesting. 420, I love the 420 deals that other companies try to sell. Like I got a text from Fashion Nova and I was like, hate to be blunt, but you're gonna want to get high off this deal. I'm like, oh, you guys are so silly with that play on words. But other than that, 420 is just another day.
Mm-hmm.
And how come it came right after Easter? We're supposed to be thinking about we're supposed to be thinking about Jesus. Supposed to be saved Christians. But I can already tell, like, you're out of here. You're out of this world. I can always tell when Liz gets high. Her eyes be like, hey.
I'm just listening. Just
Do you
absorbing.
listen to music when you're high?
Not usually.
Never mind. Why am I asking you? You hate music. Liz hates noise. Liz is the type of person you get in her car and it's literally silent. I'm like,
Anna's the type of person where her volume's on level 100 and then wants to have a conversation.
Oh wait, no,
level.
actually, I don't want to have a conversation because the reason why it's at 100 so I can have my own concert and you're gonna listen and you're gonna watch. That's my favorite.
Girl, you're always trying to talk with the music yelling.
I love music so much. That's why I'm deaf. Can't even hear anything anymore. I can tell Jordan to give me a hearing aid. Save one for me when I come next time. So, well, I'm going to let you enjoy your high. And is Rivy still in there?
He sure is.
Oh. Okay, sorry, listeners. I know this is like a adult podcast, but Liz's children are truly the cutest. And Rivers is trying to get in on this. Like he's trying to be cute. Like, I see you. He's trying to pretend like he's not trying to be in it. But anyway, I couldn't be high in front of kids because I would literally lose. I'm like, they know. Like that's what I would be thinking. So I'm glad that you can enjoy yourself because I know I couldn't. But this is why I don't have kids. Or smoke weed. Or do anything.
Well, I mean, this is the only version he knows.
he's like, my mom's always been chill. I don't know about your guys' mom. But this is the honest truth though. I'd rather people smoke weed than the worst person. Okay, let me do the tiers of the worst people on substances. Number 1, drunks. The worst. Sloppy, annoying, breaking stuff, spilling. Number 2, coke heads. Why are you still talking about yourself? It's been 3 hours. The sun is coming up. Take your ass to bed. Number 3, people who don't do anything. Those are my 3 people that I cannot stand, like at a party or social function. But weed smokers always been cool. They like keep to themselves. They're chill. They don't try to talk to you if you don't want to be talked to.
Can I say something? Since it made me think of this, there's such like, it's okay to be like a wine mom.
Yes.
You
there
can
is
have wine because the kids are stressing you out, and that's funny, and that's like wine culture.
I'm drunk. I'm around my kids when I'm drunk, and it's like,
But weed doesn't get treated the same.
It doesn't. It's always been criminalized. Well, think about all the people who are still in prison for fucking minor weed offenses, but people who have killed people drunk driving are like out of jail. It doesn't make sense. Did you think about your dream blunt rotation?
I for sure would love Action Bronson.
Action Bronson, that'd be fun.
I feel
he'd bring the food too.
I would say he'd bring the food and the drugs.
Yeah.
I don't want to be cliche, but the first thing that did pop into my head was Snoop Dogg, and I feel that he would have a really good supply and be very generous.
I feel like he's just funny, and he's like doesn't take himself serious, and he hangs out with Martha Stewart, so like he's good people. Like he's chill.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the spirit of Snoop Dogg came over me when I saw him in concert. I don't even smoke weed, but somehow I wound up with 2 blunts in my mouth at the same damn time.
Do you have
So,
anyone on your list you can throw out off the top of your head?
probably Abby and Alana,
Oh yeah.
Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
Actually, no, never mind. Get him out. His laugh would get on my nerves after the second time.
No.
Like his. Wait, what? We don't even sound like him. We just sound like congested old people. Who else? Yeah, probably Snoop Dogg, Abby and Alana. I was gonna say Drake, but I feel like he would make me paranoid.
Mhm.
Like he would probably call the police. Um, who else is like a big pothead and celeb? I'm trying to think of somebody like that would be like a mom, like a weed mom that would be like chill. You know what's your nightmare blunt rotation? Mine's Joe Rogan, Elon Musk, because I think of that episode where he was pretending to smoke and I was like, ooh.
Mine would be my mom.
Number 1, moms. Yeah, absolutely. Peggy, oh God. Annoying.
Number 2 would be you.
Me, my own self, me looking in the mirror of me smoking would be absolute nightmare. The Dare Lion.
Oh, he'd be so disappointed in you.
McGruff the crime dog. Smokey the bear.
Oh, Rivy lay. Hold on, Rivers took off his diaper. Rivy lay
Kids
down.
would be my nightmare blood rotation.
Where's Cole? It's Anna.
Who did he say? Who's that?
He said, "What's called?" I don't know. I don't know what he's asking, honestly.
He said, "What's drugs?" Yeah, my other nightmare person would probably be Roseanne Barr because I feel like she would just be yelling and I'd be so scared.
My other one is Rosie, my pig, because
Just don't bring her up.
she bit me while I was high, and it was like it ruined the vibe.
I mean, try getting bit when you're completely sober. It's even worse. You have no pain relief. Yeah, those are nightmares. That whole circle, it sounds like hell. You know who actually would be trying to think of somebody from like Real Housewives. I would like to smoke with
Bad or good?
Oh, good. Let's think of good housewives we would like to smoke with. Dorinda.
I don't know. I feel like everyone has fun with Kyle.
Kyle is fun, but I feel like she always makes it about herself and she's always trying
She
to
always does the splits.
Yeah, she's always doing the fucking Kyle the splits Richards over here.
We've seen your splits every
always
year.
Doing the splits or always whipping her ponytail around. It's like, girl, we get it. You can do the splits. You're sexy. Ooh, Luann. I would smoke with Luann. I feel like we'd have deep conversations with the Countess.
Mm-hmm.
You know who'd be nightmare though? Teresa.
Get
out of my brain. Oh, I wouldn't want to.
I'm watching New Jersey right now, and I can't stand her. I can't stand her.
I don't watch it anymore because I stopped watching when she went to prison because I'm just like, ugh, like she's just trash to me, and she's just like annoying. And I miss Jacqueline, and I honestly miss the Caroline's.
I think the thing is, you miss the old New Jersey, and what it is now, it will never compare. And so don't even come in. But I just want to say, I'm here for Margaret. That's all I want to say.
Marge, good old Marge. I know who these people are, and I watched the episode. I watched the season when Marge came in, and then I couldn't get into it. Like I like Margie, but other than that, I don't like anybody else.
She's stirring the pot, and she's beautiful.
Yeah, Marge is hot. Where are her kids though?
Actually, I googled because I was like, I in my head thought Margaret was the I know we're still recording. We're going off topic. Margaret, I thought Margaret was the poorest housewife
She's the
because I was like,
richest.
yes, but I was like, why is it taking forever for her house to get done? And it was because, Joe was doing it. And so I was like, why, I looked it up. I saw that she was the richest. And then it like led me down this hole because I wanted to know why Jan's kids weren't talking to her. And I was also like, does she have her own kids? She has one kid of her own, a son that is
Oh
her and
yeah,
Jan's. That is her and Jan's. That is private and doesn't want to be on the show. And
makes
then
sense.
3 from Jan, and only 1 is talking to her. That's what I know. And
Weird.
obviously they're upset because of the affair.
Yeah, which makes sense, but
Yeah.
ooh. But yeah, so we'll smoke with Marge is what you're saying.
I'm here for Margaret.
Yeah. Did you see, sorry, this has now turned into a 420 slash Real Housewives podcast. Did you see Ashley Darby and Michael Darby broke up? Thank God.
No, but I was she truly in love? What was really
No, she
happening? Was
broke
she
up
a
with, now
beard?
is her end of her prenup, where he said if you stick it out for, she's smart, for 5 more years, you will get half. And guess what? The 5 years is up. And that girl she left.
And 2
That bye
kids.
bitch. Smart. She actually smart for that. So, and he's like worth 20 million. So she's gonna get 10 million.
I hope she comes out with all the secrets. No.
I hope she's like, he is gay. He liked it. Like, he liked me to peg him. Yeah. Actually, I hope she does it because I don't want to ever see him again. He truly makes my skin crawl. He's disgusting.
Honestly, I think she truly like loved him, and he was just giving weird vibes.
Ugh, he was gross. Just gross to me. Like, that's where sugar babying goes wrong. If you do that,
Like
if you go down
the
that path of having kids, you don't have to do that, girl. My nightmare's rotation would include Karen Huger, the grand dame. She would be so annoying and rude. And also Dr. Wendy, because she'd be like, I'm a doctor. And I'm like, bitch, shut up. Quit bringing that up. Jesus. So, well, before we go on to we'll have to do a housewives.
You're
You're
gonna
the
need
only
to do a
friend
lot of
that I know.
editing.
Huh?
This is gonna need a lot of editing.
No, I'm keeping it. People know the vibes that it goes off onto tangents. But we'll have to do a housewives Housewives Hall of Fame, like our favorite episodes, our favorite characters, favorite people. I rewatched Beverly Hills from the beginning. And can I just say one thing? Kim Richards is a daemon and she needs to be exercised immediately. Like, she should not have been on television. Like, it was like, it was like so cringeworthy. I couldn't even get through half of the episodes. And Adrienne Maloof being mad at Lisa for calling it the Maloof hoof is like the drama. I was like, that is actually really catchy, right?
I don't even know what we're talking about.
Adrienne Maloof, when she had her shoes.
I didn't. I never saw the beginning season.
Please watch it. It's classic. It's just so ridiculous. But anyway, we'll have to do that. We'll have to do we'll have to go back in time and watch the old episodes. When Housewives was like not about people going to prison for scamming orphans and widows and elderly people.
Yeah.
Talking to you, Jen Shaw and Erica Jane. Anyway, before we go, what's one pothead thing you would like to say? Because I love like, I always say, like, when people say something like completely obvious, they're like 2 + 2 = 4. And I'm like, hits vape. Because like that's what people think they're really deep when they smoke weed. You know what I'm talking about? And it's really not.
Oh, yeah, I feel
Give me
that
some
way
pothead
sometimes.
advice.
Yeah. Oh, dang. Oh, I wish I would have had some.
Like, knocking down 10 pins is a strike and hits vape. Like stuff like that.
I don't have any words of insight, but I've seen a lot on TikTok, people dyeing their eggs with beet juice.
With beet juice?
Yeah. And I think no one's talking.
Nobody is giving beet juice. It's just due. Like, everybody, please investigate this beet juice dying of eggs. What? Never mind. I don't want to hear anything else from you. Get off my podcast. Ruining it. So, all right, let me tell Rivers bye. Rivers, will you say bye to the listeners?
Oh, I think he's sleeping, girl.
Oh, fuck.
As he should
That
be
was gonna
at
be
this late at
I
night.
mean, it's past his bedtime, but it would have been cute if he would have said bye to listeners.
Here, I'll do a baby voice. Hey, say bye, Rivers, and I'll do baby voice.
All right, go ahead. Do the baby voice.
You say bye.
What?
You say bye first.
Oh, excuse me. Bye, baby. Guys, I'm not high. Liz is just making me high. Say it.
River, just say bye.
Wait, why is your baby struggling? See? Okay,
River,
anyway.
just say bye. Exactly what would happen.
No, he'd run away. All right. Anyways, listeners, if you made it this far, day or night, love and life.